Hello, and welcome back. So, on Wednesday we finished Other M, which means it's time to go back and play through the Metroid Prime series. To be clear, the way that I'm playing this is the Metroid Prime trilogy bought on the Wii U eShop, which was on sale so that I got it for $10. And I bought it in conjunction with my brother, so we each paid $5. Nintendo presents developed by Retro Studios, Metroid Prime Trilogy. So what happened with Metroid Prime's history is that Metroid Prime was developed for the GameCube. It doesn't really matter. Alright. Start single player. And we're going to do Metroid Prime. So, history for this series. Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 were developed on the GameCube. Metroid Prime 3 was developed on the Wii. As such, we're going to see a lot of motion controls in Metroid Prime 3. In Metroid Prime 1 and 2, of course, it used the GameCube controller, so you didn't have any motion controls. After they put out Metroid Prime 3, a couple of years later they put out the Metroid Prime Trilogy, which updated Prime 1 and Prime 2 to be able to work with the pointer controls of the Wii, as well as the motion controls for Spring Ball. And I think that Spring Ball is disabled until you get Morph Ball bombs on at least one of the games, but I'm not sure that it's that they thought about it enough on I know at least one of them they did that incorrectly. Anyway, then we have this trilogy version. Trilogy version is sold at the same price as Metroid Prime 3, so I'm sure everyone just bought the trilogy version at that point. And then a couple of years ago, we got Metroid Prime 1 HD version, which still had the motion controls in for Spring Ball, but otherwise just, you could use it like a GameCube controller with the Switch Pro controller. Pointing controls on the Switch are not great, because it's purely motion detection, and not the pointer that the Wii has, so I prefer not to use them. So, basically it was the same as playing it on the GameCube. Something about Prime 3 is because it uses the pointer controls, it's actually adjusted so that you can move the camera around faster, and point faster. Like, the bosses would be too hard if you, or in one case they said it would be completely impossible, if you were using the GameCube controls. And so that's why they didn't want to put them on Switch. When they had the Switch 2 with the pointer controls, I was like, hey, you can remake the Prime 2 and Prime 3, right? Right? No, they never did. At least not at this point. So, we're going to start over with Metroid Prime 1. It's basically the same game as it is on the HD version, but it's been a while, so I figured it was a good idea to just start over on the series. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to stream Metroid Prime 1 and Prime 2, then Metroid Prime Hunters, which has relevant information for Prime 3 and Prime 4. Then I'm going to stream Prime 3, and then I'm going to stream Prime 4. I would stream Federation Force, which is between Prime 1 and Prime 2, except I don't have the game, and it's like $200 if you want to buy it, which is kind of weird considering it got really, really awful reviews. I was just going to give it a college try. Why does the Game Awards say 26? But yeah. At any rate, we're going to be doing Prime 1 starting up right here. Alright. So this entire game, unlike Other M, uses the uses the pointer. I'm gonna play on veteran difficulty for Prime 1 and Prime Prime 1 and Prime 3. That's the harder difficulty. Prime 2 I've found is way too hard to do on veteran difficulty, so I'm not gonna do that. To be fair, Prime 3 is the hardest is the easiest game. Prime 3 is the easiest game. Prime 1 is in the middle, and Prime 2 is the hardest game. Unidentified distress beacon has been tracked above. I have a nunchuck in there. I hope that doesn't cause problems. I knew the connection was weak, but I hope that doesn't cause problems. It'll at least pause the game whenever that disconnects. We got our unidentified distress beacon above Tallon IV. Because the whole game uses pointers, I'm going to awkwardly have to hold my hands up the entire game, which is a load of fun. But it's just simply how this game is played. As I'm playing on veteran difficulty, I will be collecting everything I can, because the game is hard. It makes it so that you take more damage and enemies have more health. Well, they don't have more health, they take less damage. That's critical, especially in Prime 3. The graphics are slightly different in this version of the game. New creatures entry! Morphology Parasite Queen. Parasite female, genetically enhanced by unknown means. A weak spot has been detected in this creature's mouth. Use your auto-targeting to acquire this new target. Scans indicate the presence of a potent mutagen, origins unknown. Creature exhibits the ability to fire weapon-grade blasts of energy from its mouth, a trait not present in the standard parasite genome. It appears the pirates have begun a bioengineering program with considerable results. Missiles aren't doing anything, so... There we go. I have to remember that if you're walking on, you can strafe by jumping. There we go. Parasite Queen defeated. That icon there means that I got an achievement token. You can use those in the main menu to buy things. Like gallery entries and stuff.
Evacuate.
Those are grapple points. And that's Ridley. Subject Metal Ridley. Weapon update complete. Stinger ballistics online. Plasma fuel cell online. Cerebral casing stable. Exoskeleton seal holding. Begin umbilical retraction. All combat items removed. Visibility. The subject is confused. Grapple swing. Grapple beam swing. Burner defense turret ceiling. Access to deck alpha approved. Step into the hologram. Barrier suit malfunction, morph ball malfunction, missile malfunction, charge beam malfunction, grapple beam malfunction. Yeah, we just lost all our abilities. Depressurizing. Pressurization complete. The next room doesn't start loading until you fire at the door, so definitely remember to open the door. There's Ridley. Pirate frigate escaped. Tracking on enemy target has been lost. Ground-based recon required. Begin landing sequence. Tallon Overworld. Do I want to save? Yes. Yeah, it's been saved. Cool. Chozo Ruins. Mechanoid Hive Mecha, security unit programmed to work with predatory hive dwellers. The design flaw makes the shielding on the Hive Mecha weak around their access ports. These units are second-generation combat drones, able to interface with organic units at a higher level. They train, shelter, and work with hive-dwelling predators. Unarmed, they rely on their hive beasts to handle any threats. Drainage possesses traces of high-level toxins. Ram War Wasp. Airborne predator circles its prey and then strikes. The War Wasps are the only species on Tallon IV to evolve as a true hive mind. Nesting in damp, dark places, the Ram War Wasps emerge in small groups when threatened and circle their enemy at high speeds, disorienting it. Striking from all sides as a single intelligence, they can fell huge organisms. Can't see where they are. Yeah. This is fun. Did it reset all the scans I did too? I think it did. Find out real fast. Yep, it totally did.
Recording to log mode.
Already doing better. It's not great when my controls just pause in the middle of me doing things. ridiculous! Oh god. Hive Mecha defeated. Oh. Missile launcher.